A new update on a story we brought you all a few weeks ago involving none other than WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark, who was viciously attacked during a game by fellow player Alyssa Thomas. Despite the revenue and buzz that Caitlin Clark brings to the WNBA, the only consequence Thomas faced was a one-game suspension. Now, 11 GOP lawmakers are coming to the rescue, and they are led by Texas Congressman August Pfluger, and they want to hold the league accountable. The lawmakers sent a letter to WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, writing that Clark has been hip-checked, poked in the eye, and struck in the throat during games. These incidents go far beyond routine physical play, yet the WNBA and its officiating have too often failed to address these unacceptable incidents and hold players accountable. Indiana Congressman Marlin Stutzman notes that Commissioner Engelbert should act swiftly to keep all players protected from the thug-like violence Caitlin Clark has fallen victim to. Alex, I know that you want me to go to you first for a sports story, but I won't. I'll go to Jason first. Give us some analysis of what's been going on the court with Caitlin Clark. I mean, some of these hits for sure look vicious.
Well, I'm going to give my answer real quick.
Well, one of the things is the lawmakers have requested an investigation. I'm just going to do it legal. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Fine.
Okay. So
the law is your sport.
Okay. Thank you. The law. Thank you, Tim. The letter asks for an investigation into this. This isn't, from my understanding, the first time that you would have some sort of like civil rights investigation involving basketball players. So it's not like it's something new.
Yeah,
Jason,
no, and I'll tell you
what is going on the court here?
I think it's absolutely silly, and it's anti-woman athlete. They play incredibly physical basketball in the WNBA.
Hey, I'm glad to have a Democrat defending women's sports. This is rare.
Tim, how many WNBA games have you watched in totality? I bet you none of those lawmakers have watched them.
Zero.
So
Actually, I guarantee you they've watched games of Caitlin Clark.
How are they coming to these conclusions when they haven't watched the play in other instances? She gets physical play because she's a good player, and I've never seen them come to the rescue of someone like Angel Reese, for example.
Wait, hold on a second.
Who got clotheslined on the court.
We have a Democrat defending women's sports here. Jason, do you think? Hold on, Jason. Do you think Michael Jordan should be able to play in the WNBA?
No, but here's what I'm saying. Michael Jordan's too old. But I'll tell you this much. Michael Jordan, when he was getting fouled by the Detroit Pistons and getting slammed on the ground, Congress didn't come in and save him. He had to actually learn how to beat them and play physical himself.
So, Tim, is this an overstep? Is this necessary?
I don't know if Congress should get involved at this point, but I do think that what the commissioner, whatever her name is, Commissioner
Engelbert,
Commissioner Engelbrecht or Engelbert or whatever, I think she's probably just going to take that letter and go whoosh,
as she should,
and tear it up, because she is, in the tank for let's abuse Caitlin Clark and milk her for as much of this rivalry, the entire world against her, because that's good for her.
This is so
It's the most selfish thing that I've ever seen.
Caitlin Clark now.
And by the way, real quick here, Michael Jordan got slammed because Bill Laimbeer was the baddest boy of them all, and Michael Jordan had to come.
So, Amber, Democrats rarely defend women's sports unless they're Jason on our show right now, and this is part of Republicans more broadly trying to make this an issue for Democrats. And in the legislature in South Dakota, you guys deal with policies like this, not exactly with Caitlin Clark per se, but with protecting women's sports. How does this fit into that?
I mean, I think it's interesting. We've got, the president, saying how FIFA should be making their calls. We've got Congress talking about regulating women's sports. And I always heard that politics is a sport. I just never thought that maybe as a lawmaker one day I have to send a letter like this to get involved in this.
Are becoming the referees.
But we do need to make sure that we are protecting women in sports. And whether it's, women being more violent on other women in this instance, or men participating in women's sports when they shouldn't be, we do have to put protections in place. And if this is one of those instances where they're not protecting a female in this industry, then we need to.
Tim, we're basically out of time, so I want to put words in your mouth here and say that you agree with me that Congress should have stepped in when Tom Brady was being assaulted on the field and stopped that from happening. Okay, thank you. You agree with me?
Yeah, never will defend Tom Brady, and never will buy his stuff, TB12.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.